Aloha. Aloha Collective. So this is Hawaiian Libra, and this is your weekly celebrity reading about Zayn Malik. He was formerly in the band One Direction, and he is from the UK. So I did an energy reading about him and how we can grow from him or learn from him, because he's very successful. He's made some changes, and let me tell you, this kid is amazing. I could feel the energy. I could feel the things that he had to learn and become resilient and cope in his life. Really sweet energy. Really, Zayn Malik there's something sweet about him. And I think that's, if you watch his first audition for the UK, when you watch his first audition for the X Factor, you're gonna look at the twinkle in his eyes. It's moving. I don't know if it's a little bit sadness, but it's so sweet. This kid is just really so sweet. Or this young man is really so sweet. Okay, so Zayn Malik, born in Bradford, England. Oh, before we begin further, I just wanted to say that this is for entertainment purposes only, although I'm very clairvoyant, and this is for 18 years and up. Okay, and if you want a private reading, go down into the box in the information, but please like and subscribe to my channel. So he was born in Bradford, England, UK, born on January 12th, 1993 at 10 o'clock a.m. He is a singer and songwriter. He used to sing with One Direction. He got started by auditioning for the X Factor. In March 2015, he went solo. Okay, so this information was from a website, and I think it's not AstroTheme, it's AstroTheme, or this other website that I will put I'll put it in a box where I got this information from. Okay, but this is not from my information, this is from the internet. I'll put it in a box where I got it from. But Sun, Capricorn, and then they show his degrees, what degrees Capricorn is in relation to the Sun. His moon is in Virgo, so earth and water sign. His Mercury is in Capricorn, his Venus is in Pisces, Mars in Pisces, Mars in Cancer, Jupiter in Libra, Saturn in Aquarius, Uranus in Capricorn, Neptune in Capricorn, Pluto, Scorpio, Sagittarius is his North Node, and Chiron Leo. Okay. Again, Chinese astrology, he is a water monkey. He's very creative. So his numbers for his birth pack is 88. So the Lion's Gate is really important in elevating his career and his creativity. Okay, so from AstroTheme, he is a British Pakistani. Mother is Trisha, father is Yasser. He grew up in East Bowling, Lower Fields Middle School in the UK. And his quote was, "I was a bit of a handful when I was a kid because I was quite hyperactive." Yeah, AstroTheme breaks down his elements. Yeah, so in his air it's 12.4%, his water is 38.4%, his earth dominating, his Capricorn is earth, 42.3, and his fire is 6.9. Okay, so a lot of sensitivity. Sorry about the noise in the background. I'm at the House of Intention right now. So a lot of sensitivity and shyness. Also, maybe even a little perfectionist. Because if you watch one of the X Factors, he's really shy about dancing. Yeah, emotional. He's emotional. I know one of the articles said something about his ego, but I think at his first audition, he didn't seem like he was, thought of himself as bigger than life. He was really shy. And then he loves his daughter and wants to have an amicable relationship with the mother. The mother is Gigi, the model. So he mentions that he wants an amicable relationship, and whether they had some kind of conflict, he's turned a new leaf and trying to be a father, trying to be a loving father and be there, and trying to work in a partnership, in a peaceful, nurturing partnership with Gigi. Yeah. So whatever happened between Mom Gigi, the mother, and him, it's there's some kind of restoration in the relationship. Okay, their daughter's name is Kai. I think he's peacefully trying to be there for his daughter. The New York Post, I kind of disagree with some of the things the New York Post said. He's not perfect. Yeah, he may have been insecure at first and maybe in some areas in his life, but he is a learner, a quick learner, and a perfectionist. And he might respond, a little harsh if there's a conflict in his relationship, but he's learning. I feel like he's had it hard growing up, and I don't know if the school he went to was a private institution, but when I read the cards, he might have been in an oppressed institution, okay, an oppressed institution. When he broke away from One Direction, somebody, I don't know who his manager is, but I think it's someone from his family, gave him some kind of guidance to break off from One Direction and go solo. He had to develop his talent with confidence. He had to be courageous. He knew he had to fix his personal life. It was contingent on the happiness of his daughter, and also contingent on his career to support his daughter. Yeah, so here on the playing cards, the witchy cards, right here we have the King of Hearts, and the Three of Diamonds. 3 plus 10 is 13. So he had to make a lot of deals, and he had to love he loves being creative. He loves singing. He had to really turn things in a loving way, so that from a 3 he went to a 10. He had to nurture relationships with the 10 of clubs and the 2 of clubs, and partner up with people like in hair, design, production. He had to hire people that he could trust in finances, is what my guys are telling me. And then this extra joker, some things that he got into was new for him, like certain video modeling, looks, and he received a lot of advice and help. And I don't know if this was from his previous partners that gave him advice, but he did receive a lot of help. And in the 6 reverse, he might have lost a lot of money, or some money from people that that he couldn't trust. But being with him in a relationship is like a waterfall. It is like a waterfall. It's beautiful. It's emotional. Okay, he's an emotional artist. But also Knight of Swords, not every star is perfect, not every human is perfect, but he's learning. He may have had to fight some demons and some insecurities within himself, but with the rainbow right here, this rainbow spectrum, yeah, he was able to learn and balance himself and really absorb. What he's doing. And then here the gecko, so this just tells about the water monkey, his sign of being creative and going into new things, even though it's scary. Page of Chalices, sometimes he's like, I don't know if that is okay, I don't know if that's perfect enough, I don't know if that's good enough. And then he has his 10 of Pentacles and his family, and he's working hard to give his daughter a good life, a better life, and be there for for her. I think maybe at one time in the relationship he was thinking a family should be together forever, or together, you know, in a working relationship. But he does be like, I don't know, like traditionally, but I think, and there may have been some differences between him and Gigi, but I think he's really trying to make a stable home for his daughter. And then Kūpuna, he has all the tools to become creative, to be creative. Right here, reverse Ace of Pentacles. I don't know, I feel like this was a project put aside for a while. And then this Pakakao and this Poi. I'm not sure if he was thinking of going into business and creating his own restaurant, but like a Pakistani restaurant, or mixed American, England, Pakistani restaurant. But that's the feeling I get, going into business with something other than, you know, his singing career. And then here, I think he knows how to cook. That's what I'm getting. And he had to. I don't think his family was always well off. I think they were hard workers. And this is Makani Wind. He's not afraid of changing direction. I think in this context, that's what this card means. It's not he never just stick with one direction. He went into multiple directions. And wealth and Kala, like he had to learn how to gain currency and contracts, and very knowledgeable in that, or somebody taught him that. And then I feel like, Namele and songs, knows how to copyright his songs so that, you know, people don't take them. And if somebody re-sings it, they gotta, you know, I think not only they have to ask permission, but he gets a percentage. And then this one was the Scream one, and fear. It's just, I think it's overcoming his fears, like stage fright, overcoming his fear. He probably gets stalkers stalking him or something. And also maybe something scary that happened in his childhood trauma. Kamokulele airplane. This could mean traveling, metaphorically preparing. I don't know if he's going on tour. Next One Direction tour, he's going on tour alone or with multiple groups. And then right here is, I think I see Namakana gifts, meaning exchanging spiritual. I feel like he's very spiritual and possibly psychic as well, or strong intuitive insights. Very clairvoyant. And DMX, spirit versus flesh. Year of the dog, pair, worry, how's it going, rough ride, addiction, and slipping and falling, let me fly. I think similar hardships that DMX went through. I think Zayn went through those hardships. Okay, and then right here, some things that he went through. Here's Hindu. So like he's very open-minded about religion, and very open-minded with people that he date or friends that he meets. You know, he doesn't only stay to one clique. Fraud, ID theft, money. So a lot of people try to take advantage of him with this fraud. He had to learn, and so he had to learn legalities. And then spiritual surveillance. I feel that he likes his privacy. And then safety first, He's very concerned about the safety and well-being of him and his family. And just a sweet guy. He's a sweet guy. This one is allow yourself to receive. So collective, just like how Zayn allowed himself to receive on the X Factor, that's what we gotta do. Even though, besides with our shyness, we gotta learn to be courageous. Yeah, sorry. And then retreat here. To block out distractions, spend quiet time alone so that you can focus on your priorities, okay? So spend time alone so you can focus on your priorities. So yeah, focus. He's had to learn how to focus. I think music helped him to focus while he was growing up and spending time, private or quiet time to create and reflect. And then right here is editor, your writing or other creative projects. So he has other creative projects. Zayn has other creative projects that he's working on. And then here, Zayn Malik is, so just like us, maybe writing is not the only thing we can do, or maybe singing is not the only thing that we're doing, or writing, we don't have to keep to one thing. Like, we don't have to write songs, we can write novels, we can write blogs, you know. I think it's adventuring in other career avenues as well as the singing career. And right here is your prayers answered in a creative way, happy news. And I think when we go through that process, we allow ourselves to receive, we retreat, we learn how to retreat, we learn how to facilitate our talents or explore more within our talents, then we get this outcome right here. Then this Knight of Gabriel, right here, time to take action, great passion for a cause, instinctively knowing just what to do, confident, enthusiastic, courageous, charismatic. Along the years, this is what he had to become and what he had to do so that he could be successful. Okay, so Whispers of the Ocean, ample with contentment, waiting rather than acting is going to be most advantage now. Okay, so sometimes we gotta be patient, and in reflection to Zayn, he had to learn how to be patient, because just like a seahorse watches his babies, a seahorse, he malama his babies, nurtures his babies. That's what Zayn had to do. Yeah, he had to learn how to nurture his daughter. Right here is single-mindedness. Choose your own path and what is best suited to you. So just like Zayn Malik, when he left One Direction to go solo, that is what we need to do. We need to look at our own, what path would benefit us and what's best suited. Okay, and then acceptance. Radical acceptance in the now opens the flow. So acceptance, yeah, we're always longing for people to accept us. Do we accept ourselves? I think the universe accepts us. I think Father God and Mother Goddess accept us fully. But do we accept ourselves fully and ultimately? Okay, and then this one is unhappy. Bap is unhappy. I think this refers to his childhood, and it might come up from childhood trauma, depression. That might come up for Zayn Malik. I think he had to go through counseling so that he could reflect upon this and learn how to cope. And I think this comes from maybe in schools, institutional, being brought up in schools that might not be might be controlling and not and might have oppressed or suppressed his creativity. But I think he's still learning and growing, and I think with his daughter, because he has happy news too, in reflection with his daughter, I think, and his creativity and his talents and his love, and I think he's going to pull through. Hopefully he'll pull through. I hope he does. So we have a lot of I think this card for us collective is also, we have a lot of emotions and traumas that we're that make us sad when we remember them, but we also got to remember the positive and the happy moments, and the moments and how resilient we've become. Yeah. Okay, this concludes your weekly celebrity reading for Zayn Malik. Zayn Malik, singer and songwriter, and I think in the future he's going to be opening up a restaurant or going to be signing deals for who knows, just more abundance, for more abundance. And I wish him good luck and Goddess bless him. Aloha, aloha wau ya oko, ahui ho.